LA Kings 3-0 against the Central. The Stars 1-0-1 against the Pacific. And here are a pair of 32s in the goaltending duel.
Kari Lehtonen has started all 5 games here at home. He has just 1 win, yet he hasn't lost. I believe that's a paradox. Jonathan Quick is the only goaltender in the league to have backstopped the team to 2 cup championships. And I bet both are sparkling in this one tonight.
Stars get the 19-year-old Russian Val Nichushkin back. 14 goals, 34 points in 79 games last season. He played just the first 2 games. He's had a chronic hip groin problem. It kept him out of most of training camp and the preseason. He tried it, shut down. Now he's back today. Andrzej Kopitar is in there. Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn are his wing. Kopitar, who just returned on Sunday in Carolina. So did Gabrick, who slings this one at the net, joined Justin Williams, and Williams has only 1 goal, so they're looking to get well, too.
Well, Lindy Rupp must have thought his players dressed as a bad hockey team this past Halloween weekend. I mean, watching them in the 2 games, they cheated, they lacked energy, they didn't stop on pucks and win battles. Had woeful special teams. They addressed it the last couple of days.
Nichushkin tried to chip it out. Centering feed from Muzzin. Doughty following up, shot it wide of the net. Muzzin and Doughty, the opening pair for Daryl Sutter. Let's begin with Daly and Goligoski on the back end. Alex going over there. Kopitar tied up in front. Trevor Daly had the check. Williams backhanded it. The Kings bring early pressure in the Dallas zone. 27-year-old Slovenian Kopitar out to Doughty. It dipped and Lehtonen made a stop. Williams cuts it off along the boards. It hops away from Nichushkin. Seguin gets it under control. Dallas wants 1 rush anyway with this group, but Goligoski forced to peel back, and that'll put them on the bench.
Well, you knew there might be some indecision. You had Tyler Seguin moving back to center ice and Nichushkin playing his first game in a while, and they looked messy in their own zone that first shift.
This trio stays intact. Cody Eakin with Antoine Roussel and Ryan Garbutt. Roussel hits Reguer at the LA bench. And Alec Martinez, only other defenseman with goals this season, and a big one last spring. Alexiak threw it up the middle. It pinballs around, and King rescues, puts it out to center ice. Garbutt tapped it in. He had Roussel trapped offside.
For Daryl Sutter, there was a mix of realism and sarcasm in his take on his team a dozen games into the regular season and their defense of another Stanley Cup. He thinks they played well on the road and said we probably played better in some of these road games than we did in the miraculous homestand everyone talked about. They had a great homestand, but most of it, I'd say about 90% of it, was the performance of his netminder.
6-1 already at home. They return there after tonight's game. Jordy Ben takes it in. Jason Spezza in the middle with Al Hemsky back of the net. Spezza centers it, and Dillon gone way in, and now the Kings break out. That's Pearson. Toffoli cutting to the net, stretching out, tapped it at the net, and Lehtonen made the stop. Paul was digging to get back. He finds the puck. Jordy Ben, Brendan Dillon. Defense pairing. Cole's up there with Hemsky and Spezza, but they turn it over at their own line. Jordy Ben pumps it around the boards. Jeff Carter coming in neatly. Carter has 5 goals and 12 points, but he's been empty lately. Nothing on the road trip. And another change for both teams.
Well, the Kings have had a pretty sharp start here. Williams had a nice little backhand chance in tight, and then obviously that 2-on-1 just seconds ago.
Jordy Ben as Gonchar waits to get on. Pass flicked ahead. Fiddler to Horcoff. He scores! Dallas strikes first. It's 1-0.
Oh, that's pretty transition hockey there. They dodged a bullet, though, when they got trapped. A defenseman pinching in Dillon. Jordy Ben looked over his shoulder. Sometimes being aggressive on the guy that has the puck can pay off. Hurries him a little bit. Might have done it there. And then Ben with a long pass to the far blue line. Perfect work by Fiddler and Horcoff, who are back together again. Horkoff's been moved onto the left wing side, and he paints one. Top shelf left side on Quick to open the scoring here. Quite a counterpunch.
Second goal of the season. First point in 4 games for Sean Horcoff. Vern Fiddler, Jordy Ben with the assists. And that group stays out there. Colton Sevier, the other winger. Gonchar making his seasonal debut. 40 years, 6 months old. It took him a while to get up and running. Lehtonen back in the net. It Horkoff waist high. Kyle Clifford holding the zone. Mike Richards bumped into hard by Alexiak. Spinning back out. Martinez's shot went off the traffic in front and Kari Lettman. Fiddler covering it up. Put it around behind for Gonchar, who moves it swiftly out of harm's way, but results in an icing call against Gonchar and the Stars.
Go back to that goal again, and I thought Horkoff and his line on the weekend actually was one of the better lines for the Stars. I know they've jumbled things around a little bit. Long pass, though. Doughty played it a little bit wide. It's just a sweet pass. You don't usually get that pass through Drew Doughty to the middle. Must have thought he had help coming from the other side. Horkoff to the middle. If you don't elevate, you can't accumulate. Stunned quick with that one.
Doughty off the Kopitar face-off win, blocked in front by Alexiak. Jamie Benn waiting for his mates to change behind him off the icing. Goes in there with Muzzin. And pretty good. Nichushkin looking for the puck. It's Goligoski to Nichushkin. Now tipped it wide. Sagan and Muzzin. Muzzin moves it ahead to Williams. Kopitar stabs it across the line. Daly getting there ahead of Williams. Muzzin will hold it in from the wing. Shot it into the near corner. Doughty, two hands in deep. Alex Goligoski. That's Marian Gaborik. Boy, was he good. That's an understatement for the Kings after being acquired late last year and in their cup run. Muzzin shooting wide of the net, just wide.
He's got a bullet, too.
Doughty, attacked by Val Nichushkin. Put it into the corner for Kopitar. And it's tipped by Nichushkin out to center ice. Kopitar puts it down. Williams takes it back across, and LA looks to change. Shots are 5-1 Los Angeles. The one went in for the Stars. John Horkoff's second of the season. It's 1-0 Dallas. Off Braden McNabb and near the Dallas bench and over it.
Well, they seem to have a little more energy in their group. Obviously, an early goal will do that. That's the fourth time in the first 6 home games that the Stars have struck first. So that's a nice edge. It's how they finish, not how they start, that has been semi-problematic here. How good was he at left wing in the playoffs? That line back together again, and they were terrific against Anaheim in that 6-game series. Sevier on the right, Horkoff on the left, Fiddler in the middle. This is the line that has to find their game again for the Stars. So important. Eakin, Garbett, and Roussel. Roussel's done his thing. The other two, not so much.
4 games without a point for the center iceman, Cody Eakin. Tossed out to center by the Kings. Jordy Benn, Derek Stahl. Put up at the Dallas line. Roussel trying to turn against Green at center. Garbett bumped off the puck by the same guy. Green shot it into Jordy Benn. Brown got a little roughed up, and Dillon sprints into the LA zone. Tosses it forward to Eakin. To Dillon. Couldn't connect with it, and Garbage shot was off the mark.
Boy, if Roussel could have kept going, he was wide open.
Stahl takes it in behind the plate. Roussel and Brown. I didn't see it. I can only imagine what happened.
This is not a very good call, and I'll tell you why. There's no question Roussel should go, but there's no question that Brown had a grip on his stick. So he goes to the back door. If he had kept going, that puck came sort of right to him. Again, pretty good coverage by Stoll. Here's the little, he's trying to get away, and then finally cuts him. And the only guy that gets a penalty out of that is the guy who gets a lot of penalties. A little reputation call maybe on that. Oop, and a freak show going on in the box. An early power play for the Kings. Looked like Jimmy Kimmel last night. The parents told the kids they took all the Halloween candy away.
The first power play of the game for the Kings. They've not been great with this, but they can zip it around. Muzzin a shot, Doughty a shot that's blocked loose in front. The 70s are there, and it's Kopitar at the right point. Passing on to Pearson. Toffoli in the high slot. Carter's in front of the net. That's Doughty. And Kopitar missed it. Went off the skating out to center ice. Kings are just 1 for 11 on this 4-game road trip with the man advantage. Kopitar takes it all the way around behind and slides it back out to Doughty. Pirouettes away from Eakin, who pursues him into the corner. Slides it back to Kopitar. Challenged by Garbett. It's off an LA stick that was played over the shoulders, and so it is a high stick whistle against the Kings. Face-off and come back down.
Smart play by Goligoski, obviously, to not play it down in the corner. And, the Stars penalty, you can see them very aggressive on the Kings here early when they were trying to set up. They get the big break here as it goes all the way back down. I thought the shot blocking was missing a little bit. The one goal, all-go synergy needed on the weekend. They got touched up a little bit with their penalty killing, and you saw good evidence of them getting back on their game in the early portion of this Kings power play.
Now they get a face-off in Jonathan Quick's zone. Richards and Sean Horcoff. There were 6 power play goals this season. Carter has 2 of them.
One guy they missed too, I think, on their power play is Voyanov. Skilled, young Russian defenseman.
A non-hockey related suspension Voyanov is. Gordon Nolan is serving a hockey suspension, so they're both out. This one tossed all the way down. Good pressure by the Stars.
Aggressive again.
Muzzin will go back and circle his net with 45 left in the Roussel minor. 6.5 into the first period. Richards chips it on over. Williams going in with Jordy Ben. Dillon straddles the pile. Fiddler comes away with the puck and splits the point man down the ice.
You can just see it in the body language of a team that, played deep into the spring and now has been on the road for a while here in the early season. That puck gets sent to the ice and it's like, we got to go all the way back there and regroup.
Lettman back of the net leads it. Goligoski wants to send him chasing again, and he does.
Can't kill better than this.
Now he's stopped in his tracks at center by Jamie Benn. Now Garbutt forcing him to move it up the boards. Brown denied entry at the line by Goligoski. Garbutt taps it back to him. That is technical penalty killing by the Stars. Roussel is on, and he'll join Garbutt at the LA line. Garbutt drops it. Roussel passed it over. Shot from Eakin and a save quick. Roussel scurrying after the puck. Swats it to the near board side. Robin Regehr got there ahead of Ryan Garbutt. Dillon shot it from the line and kicked to the sideboards by Jonathan Quick. Roussel digs it out. Dillon fires it again and hit Garbutt. Ricochets to the near boards. By Toffoli. LA changing so are the Stars. Green off Carter. Lettman right to Green, who steps in, and Alexia got him with the stick. Toffoli swung and missed from midair. Pearson out of the corner. 70s line is out there. 70, 73, and 77, and a penalty coming up here in the corner for holding. Kings have had the pressure early, but the Stars strike first. Fiddler to Horcoff, Bing for a 1-0 Dallas lead. Best perch in the business right here.
It's pretty top-notch. Shouldn't make mistakes from here, but we do.
We do. Constantly.
Tonight's player profile is delivered by Damon Trond RV. Here are 3 things to know about Sean Horcoff. He has heterochromia iridum. 1 brown eye, 1 green eye. Same thing that Mila Kunis has. That 70s show. See how I'm bringing it all together?
Awesome.
He was a great player at Michigan State with the Spartans. Scored his first goal against Eddie Belfour way back when, in 2000, as a member of the Edmonton Oilers.
We should see him again here on the shift change. Alexiak is in the box for holding second power play. Kopitar to the net, and Lettman fought it off. It's cleared by Alex Goligoski.
You can see that the Kings have beat a steady path to the front of the net. Kari Lettinen has to really work to look through. He got screened on a lot of goals on the weekend. Fight for his vision.
Toffoli turned it over. Stars fire it right down again. Here comes Drew Doughty. Pass on to Toffoli. Over, but right to Trevor Daley, who lost it in his skate. Fights to get it back in the corner amidst 2 Kings, Pearson and Carter. Toffoli going after the puck. Kopitar is upended. Garbutt tried to slice through, and that's Doughty holding it in on the far side. Kings will spread it out. Might have gone off Pearson, that shot. It went wide of the net. Kopitar turned it over. Garbutt has Eakin breaking at center ice, and he couldn't quite spin to catch it. 11 minutes remaining in the opening period. A minute gone on the Alexiak minor. Second power play of the games for the Kings. They trail 1-0. Richards takes the line. Swings to the left and then drops it deep for the roving Muzzin. Williams turns to find it and Jordy Ben and Sean Horcoff. Gabbard put it into the corner. Richards hit him shoulder high. Puck knifed back out. Muzzin holding it at the line. Horcoff battling to get it out.
They have just attacked, blitzed the Kings power play.
Kings right back in, half a minute remaining on the man advantage. Gabbard stalled. Williams goes on top to Muzzin. Wrist shot, blocked by Dillon. Loose in front, and a pad stop on a diving Gaborik by Letton. And this one goes off the glass, off the screen, and the faceoff stays in the Dallas zone.
That's always the issue when you're killing penalties. There's one more guy on the ice from the other side, even though you eliminate one. And watch this in front of the net. Mark the first guy, Richards. Second guy to the party is Gaborik. Doesn't get a real good chance, but does get it toward the net. Kari Lehtonen has to regather himself and get a lot of stuff over to his left in order to stuff a bouncing puck. Only really given up, 2 shots? One from distance, that one in tight, on almost 4 full minutes of Kings power play here in the first 10 minutes of this one. He's been sharp. The guys in front have been very aggressive, and it's worked.
Fiddler and Andrzej Kopitar. Kari Lehtonen's left. Kopitar wins another face-off. Doughty at the right point. Snuck it along to Kopitar. Fiddler lost his stick. He retrieves it. Daly finds the puck, swivels, and then shoots it down the ice.
Just like they've dared the Kings to handle the puck and move the puck quickly against them, and they haven't been able to do it.
Doughty up ahead to center, shot it in off Daly. Oleksiak is on, but joined in the Dallas zone. It's loose in front. Kopitar's shot, that's blocked on its way in. Hits Spezza.
That's a good block. That's a sacrifice your body block after a tough pass from Goligoski in behind the net.
Spezza pursuing. That's Hemsky back of the net too. Still looking to get Hemsky going. He's got 20 shots this season, but no goals. There was Spezza and Cole. Cole's actually found the touch a little bit lately. And there's Jason Spezza back of the net. Tied for 3rd in NHL assists. He's got 10 of them. Cranked it out. No assist on this play. It's icing against Spezza and the Stars.
Well, Jason Spezza, I thought, made some fine defensive plays in the first part of the game in Minnesota on the weekend. He had to make another one here as he got a grenade from Goligoski in behind the Stars icing line. Turns around. In fairness to him, it caught a stick and bumped right in front. Spezza just one knee shielded that one from getting through on Kari Lehtonen.
Spezza installed the circle. Gonchar gives Dallas possession. Loose puck along the boards. Dillon and Stoll battle for it. Gonchar slides it ahead to Hemsky, and he'll tap it out. Jared Stoll. No points this season for Stoll in 12 games. Gonchar. Another icing against Dallas.
Well, I mean, they've got a lot of guys who have been there through their, mini dynasty, really. I mean, 2 cups in 3 years. They won what, 3 Game 7s on the road to their cup last year? I mean, that's a lot of hockey, and it's a stunning way to win your cup. But I think there's an understanding within their group now that, believe me, games 1 through 20 aren't going to win you the Stanley Cup. They just feel they need to get in, and that's it.
Well, at 7 win and get in games, as Nichushkin just misses Sagan at the LA line, so another icing against the Stars, and they won all of them last year. The Kings did. What a path to the cup.
But, I mean, a veteran team, and you're getting everyone's best shot early in the season, and they want to be like an 18-wheeler again and get rolling during the season and play their best hockey heading into the postseason. They got a scare from those Sharks.
Boy, did they ever. Down 3-0 and looked dead. That's the other thing. I mean, they weren't in that series. They came back. Ben now takes a pass from Sagan into the zone. Ben to Sagan. Back to Ben. A shot. Saved quick.
Boy, 3 icings in a row, and they get that chance out of it.
He's it again. Jordy Ben shoots it wide. Oleksiak storming down against King. 2 large bodies going after the puck. Sagan tipped it between Nichushkin's skates. Val trying to dig it out against King in the corner. Now it's Ben, to his older brother. Jamie let it go for Oleksiak at the right point. Slides it back to the net. Nichushkin will scrape it off the wall with Muzzin. Squirts free, but the Kings have it. Brown shot it off King out to center ice. Ball trying to come right back in. Down through the shoulder at him at the line. And then Jordy Ben hit Cole in the back. Jordy brings it into the zone. Crisscrossing there with Spezza. Jordy tries to center to Spezza. It hits Carter. And out they come. Pearson to Carter at the Dallas line. Cole tried to run him off the puck. Goligoski pivots back in the net. Under some pressure. Cole tapped at it. Pearson a shot. That's blocked. And out comes Spezza and Hemsky. 2-on-2 as they hit the LA line. Spezza dragging it against McNabb, who fought back with the stick. Hemsky finds Spezza back in the net. Quick blocks the centering pass. And it's cleared out of there by Toffoli. Roussel taps it back. Vigorous pace here now. 7 and change left in the opening period. That's a 7-4 LA. Stars lead it 1-0. Green shot it around. Eakin throws it in the net. Quick sticks it aside. Roussel over there with Laguerre. And following up a little late is Eakin. He guides it to Dillon at center ice and hammers it in wide of the net.
Brendan Dillon's been active tonight. Very active. That pair has been active. Jordy Ben was up ice the last shift.
Gabrick trying to get loose. Puck comes catapulting in on Lettinen. He stops plays. 6:44 left in period 1. Stars open a 3-game homestand tonight, and they're up 1-0 against the Kings.
Airline Center on election night. I vote we do a replay involving these two, Seguin and Ben. Out of all those icings, Drew Doughty's been beat a couple of times with pucks through him. Again, trying to cover two guys at once. Neither of them got covered. And Jamie Benn, the recipient of a return pass, and a great example of why Jonathan Quick is regarded as one of the best in the business. He's got terrific lateral mobility, and he stones Ben on the goal line.
Gabrick so strong off that face-off win by Kopitar, but couldn't quite get it to the net with any velocity. Gabrick played in just his 5th game this season. Lettinen out, steers it over to Jordy Ben. Away from Kopitar up the wall to Garvin.
Boy, Stars have been able to beat their forecheck repeatedly.
Eakin at the line. Roussel stayed on side, and then he's in a pile. It's tipped at the side of the net and off the post by Eakin. Nice little give-and-go play there, and the puck's out of play.
This would have been an incredible goal for Antoine Roussel, who got bumped off of his skates, and as he slid to the net, ends up knifing this one, I think, off quick and off the post. Galloping through neutral ice, in they go. Little cross, there goes Roussel down, and as he gets to the net, both he and can go to the net. They're great isolation of the hustle, stays on line, onside, pardon me, by dragging the leg. And they almost get rewarded.
2 goals in his last 4 games, 4 on the season. Only Seguin and Ben have more. He's tied with Trevor Daley for 3rd on the team.
It's like a 30-goal, 200 penalty minute pace that he's on.
He's quite a player. Lettinen snuck it out to center ice. McNabb wires it back across. Kyle Clifford in the corner. Trevor Lewis goes back to the net. Garrett Stoll in there with Vernon Fiddler. Hard puck battle. Goligoski comes away with it. Barkov let it go. Sevier pulling it across the line. Sevier cutting into Fiddler. And he's hooked from behind by Garrett Stoll. There's a penalty coming up against the Kings.
Well, they just keep beating the pinching Kings defensemen and getting their skating game going.
Stars up 1-0 against the defending champs. They're on the power play next.
Garrett Stoll in the box for the Kings. Stars going on the power play. When the Kings are playing well and disciplined, they keep a high forward, and with that high forward, it allows their defensemen to pinch. And as Green pinched on that last play, pucks gets through them, and then they're chasing back to their own net. Good hustle by a good skating team in the Stars. This was a pretty iffy penalty, as I don't think he ever got the hands or anything, but it looked delinquent. Stars will take it.
And they win the faceoff here. Trevor Daley shoots it in deep. Dallas has had power play troubles. The last 2 games, they are 0 for 10. They're scoring a power play goal in 6 straight games. Daley, Seguin, shanked it back of the net. Goligoski retrieves it, sweeps it along the wall for Tyler Seguin. Trevor Daley 2nd in the NHL with 4 power play goals. Evgeny Malkin has 5 to break the tie, and it shot down the ice.
Boy, that was the setup you dream about, though. Right off the hop, Seguin was wide open and just flat out fanned on it.
Daley will skate it ahead. Toss it back to Ben. Spezza got it over to Goligoski. Ben chipped it on down. Spezza tried to center it to Seguin off the far post. Daley holding it in. Seguin brushing it along. Ben, hot pass for Daley. Too hot and out of the zone. Ben at center, finding Goligoski. They get it in, and Hemsky off the bench. Gave it to Trevor Daley. He's got a lane. He shoots it. Pad stop quick. Rebound is loose. And Seguin jumps on it. Fires it. Blocked into the corner. Laguerre swung, and out of the zone it goes.
Well, it's nice to get a shot through, but there's nobody in front of the net. Easy save, or relatively easy save for Quick.
Seguin got it in. Spezza is tied up by Lewis. And off the bench, Nichushkin will chase it at center ice. Here comes Val thundering across. Nichushkin from the wing against Doughty, taking it all the way around behind. Looked at Cole, finds Jordy Ben. Snaps it over to Hemsky. Tossing it back off to Horkoff. Down to Hemsky. Side of the net, it's Cole. For Nichushkin, he's boxed out. Shot from Horkoff, save quick. It bounces to the corner, and Nichushkin has it for the Stars with 10 left on the power play. Nichushkin passing over to Hemsky. It was a good pass for a shot that's blocked by Martinez and cleared to center ice. Penalty is over. Stoll steps on, and here comes Doughty, but he runs right into Goligoski, and in they come. Being a shot, save Lettman, cleared out of there. Horkoff will go the other way. Got Hemsky to his right. They're in and onside, but nobody to his left. Puck moved ahead. Here comes Williams into the zone. Williams to Pearson. Passes behind him. Daly took him all the way to the net.
That's the third 2-on-1 the Stars have gotten away with.
Garvin all the way in for a shot. Quick to stop. And he lurches out, pounces on the puck, and stops play.
Pretty wide open segment of the first period, coming right out of a power play where the Stars had a couple of shots, but not much. And then turn it over with Stoll coming out of the box. You can see the herd hustling back. Give up that shot. Kari Lettinen with the save on it, and then right after that again, they're trying to get their change in on defense. They give up another 2-on-1. Those are the best scoring chances that the other side's going to have outside of on a power play are odd man rushes. And the Kings have been afforded 3 of them in the game.
Kopitar is 6 for 6 in the first period in faceoffs, and they'll drop that one again.
He's strong. You know, Cody Eakin is still chugging along, trying to find his game here. He takes an awful lot of faceoffs for the Stars. He took the most on the team last year.
Eakin jumps this puck. Kopitar takes it away. Dustin Brown moved it along. Gabrick trying to bust through 2 defenders. Lettinen from one knee out to Garbutt at center ice. They'll slip it down the boards. Quick back of his net with under 3 minutes to play in the opening period. Kings turn it all the way down, and that's icing against LA.
There've been a lot of faceoffs down in their end. They'll get one here later in the period. As Daryl Sutter scratches his head, wondering who's coming out more than anything else, I think, from the other side. Knew he wants to match things up. He can't change anything on an icing. Stars can, and they bring Sagan, Ben and company.
Ben will try Kopitar. Kopitar wins it to the boards. Martinez back in the net. Nichushkin leaning on Reguer. And Kopitar easing it out to center ice to accommodate at least part of the LA change. Gonchar to Alexiak. He'll step forward. Sagan shot it over. Tip toward Nichushkin. Trying to find it out of the pile. Kings come up with the puck. Muzzin lost it. Round behind for Martinez. Sagan looking for a steal on Kopitar. Now jumps in there with Martinez. Nichushkin pivots off the wall. Nichushkin pushed it toward the net. And Muzzin takes it under control. Nichushkin looks like he's got some jump. Kopitar puts it in. Brown peels away. And Lettinen sets it up. Sevier coming around behind his net. Faced by Pearson, gives it to Gonchar. But Gonchar and Nichushkin returning tonight for the Stars. Gonchar, his first game of the season. Val's missed 9. Tanner Pearson cranked it out into Dallas ice. Goligoski's going to beat Doughty to it. Back to the Dallas net. Doughty cut him off along the boards. Pearson centers it. Late man Carter firing off the glove.
Boy, that leaves his stick in a hurry. You could see it handcuff Kari Lettinen. The pressure on Goligoski forced a turnover, and then bang.
Pearson takes the line, a shot. Lettinen finds that puck and sends it out of play. Well, gang, join us for AT&T Youth Jersey Day on Saturday, November 15th. The Stars take on the Wild in a matinee tilt. It's 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. The first 7,000 kids will receive free Tyler Sagan Youth jerseys, courtesy of AT&T. Get tickets at 214-GO-STARS or DallasStars.com today.
Tyler had his wisdom teeth out. If you're wondering, it's baby teeth, then it's permanent teeth, then it's your wisdom teeth that grow in the back.
That hurts.
They say it's the age of wisdom between ages 17 and 23. I would debate that.
I would too.
I know what I was like at that age.
Oh, dear.
Wise wasn't a word that was used to describe me.
Nope. Nor I. Stetson gets it over. Reguer Tapped it forward. Stoll pushes it to Lewis in center ice. Final minute of the first period. Jordie Benn springs quickly after the puck. Brendan Dillon couldn't quite find it. Stoll breaking in the slot. Spezza snuck under him, worked it off to Cole. Cole stifled at center ice. Back comes Lewis into the zone. Turning, shooting. Lettinen with an overhand touch will hold it.
Last minute of the opening period, you're up 1-0. Last thing on earth you really want to do is turn the puck over at center ice and allow the Kings to come back the other direction. They've looked more like themselves here tonight, but I thought they did in the first half of the game against the Wild on the weekend too. They're winning more puck battles. They look more in sync with one another. Terrific penalty killing here in the first period. But the turnovers and the odd man rushes against are still seeping in.
It's winning this faceoff. Against Kopitar, Eakin did that. Garbutt to center ice. Got it through to Eakin. Moving in for a shot. And quick. Has to tense up to make the save.
This is what the Stars have been able to do, I think, repeatedly here in the first period. And it feeds their speed game. Out of their own zone. Chip up the boards. Everybody wheeling through neutral ice. You can see how far backed off the Kings are defensively. They've got no choice but to capitulate a little bit. Stars have forced them back there and quick with a smothering stop from distance.
Cody Eakin, Anze Kopitar. The quick's right. Kings come away with the puck. Brown got it forward. Gaborik trying to find it at the line, and a hand pass called against LA.
It was a pretty good play by Trevor Daley to keep his gap up and not allow this puck to get past him. They'll take that whistle in a face-off. No problem whatsoever. Right here, if that gets by him and he's got to turn around and deal with that, instead it goes out into neutral ice. They'll just start from a stop right in front of the Stars bench.
Same two, Eakin and Kopitar. Lindy Ruff's got a great view of it. Brown and Roussel. Stars win the draw. Goligoski up the middle. Eakin turned his blade over. Chip it in deep. Go after Reguer and the puck in the corner. Roussel following up with Doughty. Eakin in front to Garbutt. It's blocked. Garbutt was alone. Goligoski shooting it. And that went off a skate into the near corner.
Two defensive plays by Kopitar right there.
The selfie voting.
No kidding. Well, good period, I think. Up 1-0. Survived their moments defensively. Kari looked sharp. And again, I go back to the one half of their special teams. The penalty killing was terrific for them in the opening frame.
Now the Stars open a 3-game homestand against the defending Stanley Cup champion Los Angeles Kings, who are closing out 5 on the road, and the Kings are winless. The Stars up 1-0 on that goal by Sean Horkoff early in the period at American Airlines Center. Stars hockey at Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Ford. Ford has the best offers on the best-selling trucks in Texas. Visit your Texas Ford dealers today. And by Mazda. The Mazda 6 is a car and driver 10 best for 2014. Dallas Stars lead the LA Kings 1-0 as we head to the second, and Razor in the first, a referendum, if you will, for Jordie Benn and his partner Brendan Dillon.
Yeah, Jordie sat down late in the third period on the weekend in Minnesota. The two of them had combined for just 3 assists in the first 11 games. I thought they were terrific in the opening period. That long pass by Jordie Benn that ultimately ended up in the net off the stick of Sean Horkoff in the opening frame. And his partner, Brendan Dillon, was active. He was an attack enhancer, if you will. Got away with some aggression in the offensive zone, but he's at his best, I think, when he uses his wheels, especially when he can give and go. Go to a spot. Big burly guy that can get up ice, and as long as somebody's folding in underneath, there he is again. Adding another guy to the attack. Did that throughout the opening period. I thought the Stars played on their toes in the first period tonight more than we've seen lately.
Points have not been coming steadily for Anze Kopitar, the perennial scoring champion. He had 29 goals, 5th 70-point season last year. He returned Saturday after missing 3 games. He's got 2 goals and an assist in 9 games this season. He wins another faceoff where we'll get credit for it. That's 8 of 12 in the game. Here Doughty leaves it. His partner Muzzin harassed by Cody Eakin. Stars keep it in. Goligoski threw it in front. It's blocked and Kopitar counters. Justin Williams taking the Dallas line. Goligoski playing him one-on-one. Weak shot. Lettinen found it. Puck battle in the far corner, 2 aside. Squirts free, Kopitar unable to reel it in. Stars crank it out to center ice. And Doughty passing it on. Here comes Kopitar again. Gabrick in tow. Gabrick has a look. A shot saved Lettman. He came right out and stared him down. Doughty walks it past Eakin. Shooting. Lettman caught up to that too. And Garbutt would like to get at least to the center red line, and he does. Stars change up. Muzzin snaps it ahead at center. Brown falls. He took Nichushkin with him, and in comes Ben with Seguin. Ben, a shot. Riser over the top of the net, out the far side to center ice. Dillon arriving just ahead of Brown. Jordy Ben off his brother, the captain, and it dribbles in wide of Quick's net. Doughty to Muzzin, behind the icing line. Dwight King up ahead, Brown. And an icing call against Los Angeles.
I think one of the things that has been the staple of successful Stars games last year and then a few early this year has been their forechecking. You saw the Eakin, Roussel, Garbutt line get out there in the first shift, force the Kings defense to work their way to center ice. They just did it again with Ben and company out there. Nothing easy from their end on out. Make them work for it.
Red Stover, a reliable faceoff guy. Jason Spezza is Dallas's one of the Stars' top faceoff men. He and Fiddler. Spezza finds the puck in the zone off a turnover, cranked it in on Quick.
Doughty's mad at himself too. I mean, it's that first pass, and you hear about it all the time. And the key to transition and building speed is a defenseman with the puck and hitting a forward on the tape so they can move with it. So they win this draw. Muzzin gets it to his partner Doughty, throws it into the boots, turned over immediately, curl out of the corner and zing. Right on goal.
Spezza and Carter. Carter wins the faceoff in the LA zone. Trevor Daley, left shooting defenseman on the right side. Move to keep it in. Cole back of the net. Spezza in to clear out a little space. Spezza to the house, and I think Quick was the guy who poke checked it away. Lofted into the Dallas zone. Pearson in a hurry. Daley gets there first and fights through a hook. There's going to be a penalty to Los Angeles. There's the whistle.
A burst of speed out of Trevor Daley, who's playing game number 700 in a Stars uniform here tonight. It was that little burst at the end, like he hit the nitro to get a little advantage. Looks like it's about a 50-50. Oh, he might get there. Pearson's got straight wheels as well. You can see it right around the belly button. There it is. He becomes the latest Stars defenseman to play 700. He's going to track them all down except for Zubov this season, it appears. Hatcher, Sador, and Stefan Robideau, who's now in Toronto.
There's our forward leaderboard as Spezza shoots that wide. Seguin in the left corner, dumping it back out. Second power play of the game for the Stars. Daley to Spezza, who's got lots of room. Down low to Ben. Ben couldn't lift it. Quick had already gone down. Reguer attacks him. Ben shuffles it back out to Seguin. Now to Daley. Pulls it down, slides it on to Spezza. Looking all the way over, so was Brown, who intercepts that pass intended for Seguin.
Spezza had Seguin going down that back door, and Goligoski as sort of the rover in the middle to draw coverage, and it didn't quite click.
Stars change up. 5 for 5 now as Daley goes to the bench. Doughty has a step on Nichushkin, and he clears it past Jordy Ben, who had just stepped on. Barry Lettman holding it back to his net. Goal interrupted. Kings have 3 shorties. Lewis, 4! And the game is tied at 1.
Well, this was a bugaboo on the weekend, and it's bit them here early in the second period tonight. Their power play giving up terrific scoring chances going the other way. 3 guys don't stop on the puck. Jordy Ben can't handle the one-on-one in front. Kari Lettman gets split wide open. Lewis is their most beloved player within their group. He's their unsung hero year after year. Kari got fishing with the stick on that one, and he was able to just nudge a backhand past him shorthanded.
Lewis has also missed a batch of game 9 of the first 12. That's his first goal of the season. Second shorthanded tally the Stars have allowed this season, and a league-leading 4th for LA. Toffoli has the other 3. Jordy Ben hunted, but he drops the puck to Brendan Dillon. Gets it out of his skates. Paul trying to enter. And Chushkin is just offside.
You know, it's just what the Stars keep doing. They keep a lot of good going for a while, and then there's a big bad. And the big bads have been fatal, especially in this building. Curry'd been fantastic until then and lost a little bit of his patience on that one. The mistakes were made in layers in front of him. And instead of getting an opportunity to build a little momentum here early in the second period on your power play, it's a thud.
Super trio up front for the Stars. Ben, Seguin, and Spezza. Spezza, what a keep with the glove at the line. Shot it over to Seguin. Left it for Goligoski. Gets it back. Ben goes to the front of the net. That's Spezza. Had he had it on his stick, it would have been an open net. Instead, it's Toffoli and Carter. 2-on-1 the other way. Toffoli to Carter. Couldn't handle the pass. Almost another one.
Well, that's twice on this power play where they've really forced, 70-foot passes through the middle.
Spezza all the way in. Stick checked off by Reguer Martinez to the puck. And off Daly's glove at center, right to Pearson out of the box. Goligoski there to clean it up. To Seguin. Here he comes against Reguer. Tyler Seguin swung it to the boards for Spezza. Deep to Seguin, but Martinez steps through. Comes out to center. Roussel couldn't quite get there to contain it, and an icing call against the changing LA Kings.
I feel like you should cue Iggy Azalea at times when the Stars are rolling down there. I'm so fancy. I mean, you got guys who can thread a needle and everything, but try to get it through the box. There are 4 sticks on the inside as that tries to go backdoor from Seguin to Spezza, and you can see it tick off a stick and go harmlessly into the corner. Shoot.
Lincoln won it, but Toffoli jumped the circle and got possession for the Kings. They can finish their change. Stars trying to exploit that quick pass ahead to Roussel. Turning against Reguer, shot it. Reguer blocked it over the top of the net. Garbett has Green hanging on him. Jordy Ben from the line, shooting it wide. Brendan Dillon getting there ahead of Marian Gaborik. Good pass to Roussel, twisting it in front. It's blocked. Comes back to Roussel, who finds Eakin, who's in some trouble. He's tripped up, and Gaborik looking forward at the Dallas line. There's funneling up the middle. Garbett drags it in onside against Green. Left it for Eakin. Shot it. Saved Quick. Rebounds there. And Quick's on top of it. And Roussel's almost on top of Quick. And then Reguer cuffs Roussel.
2 big, large hombres on defense in Green and Reguer. And this line's had some feist in it tonight for Dallas. Roussel, Eakin, and Garbett. One of Garbett's better games in the first month of the season. Heads to the net as soon as that puck went through. Ryan Garbett hasn't been getting very many shots on goal, let alone goals themselves. And Roussel has beat a pass to the front of the net. It's roughed up a little bit because none of that's the extra to Reguer on the tail end of that. So the Stars go back on the power play. Good work by Roussel to get in there and draw the call. And we'll see where this power play goes for the Dallas Stars tonight.
3 games ago, Dallas Stars power play was tied for 4th. They come in 15th after the 0 for 10 over the last 2. They're 0 for 2 tonight. And in a 1-1 game, they've just surrendered to Shorty to tie it. Spezza couldn't win the draw. Stoll did. Doughty clears.
See if they come out with more of a shooting mentality on this one and try to get the random.
Lewis all over Goligoski. There's Jamie Benn. Straight up the middle of the ice. Flying to the line. Check from behind, and Stoll shoots it down. Lettinen artfully kicks it over to Trevor Daley. Stars reorganizing. Spezza to Ben. They get it in onside. Ben's trying to handle Green. Can't do it. Puck cleared.
The right idea, but again, the Kings able to use the boards as a penalty killer essentially and equalize the numbers along the side. They turn it over and back down the ice again.
The power play time for Sergei Gonchar. He'll walk it in, shoot it around. Met by Martinez thereafter. Orkov has Dallas's only goal, can't find the puck. Spezza out toward the line. Jordy Ben trying to hold up Richards. He'll take a penalty on the play. And there's the whistle.
Well, Jason Spezza just threw it back there blindly and didn't realize that Ben had a man right on him, and it was either going to be a breakaway or a minor. Grabs it in the corner. After he wins it, throws it back to the point. It gets picked off. Nice anticipation by Richards. And there was the hampering, the bridling. So we'll play a little more wide open here with about a minute left in the Regier minor, and the two teams will play four-a-side. Nichushkin, yeah, the big question for me heading in, he's got some jewelry dangling too, is does he still have that explosiveness in his stride? And he's looked pretty good.
About 4.5 minutes in the first period. He's out here on the 4-on-4 up front with Cody Eakin, and here they come to the LA line. Eakin takes it over. Surrounded, Nichushkin following up. He couldn't work it over, and Kopitar steals. Gaborik toward Kopitar into the zone. Kopitar leaning, and another penalty coming up against Dallas.
I thought they did everything in their power not to take a minor on this. But again, the turnover up ice. Bingo, bango.
He plays big minutes against the top guys, and that is his first minor penalty of the season that he thinks isn't a minor penalty. No matter, it is in a 1-1 game.
A third of Dallas's defense is in the penalty box right now as Goligoski joins Jordy Ben. Trying to hustle back on Anze Kopitar. The turnover up ice, and Kopitar's been a big mule in this game tonight. Shields, he was just shoving on his pant. I didn't think that was a very good call.
4-on-3 then. And the Kings get Regier back. They go off to the side. Pass intended for Carter. Broken up. Daly to Fiddler and out.
Boy, they benefited from... I thought Gaborik was going to walk and test Kari Lehtinen. He was wide open.
Marty and Kopitar, the bad exchange. Daly has Fiddler busting at the line. He'll slow it up, bring it in. They're offside. Barely again for the Stars.
Fiddler was tacking back and forth waiting for that puck, and he never got it. So they slow this thing up a little bit off of that rush. Vern Fiddler's a good penalty killer. Stars' best player, I think, on the weekend, which is always good for Vern Fiddler, but not so good for the squad and their fortunes when the top-end guys, the big-minute boys and those you expect to score goals don't play as well.
Cody Eakin just ripped that draw away from Kopitar. They get Regier back. He should go and is going to the LA bench. A minute of 5-on-3 power time for the Kings, but they misfire at the line. Here comes Williams barreling in. 1 goal on 36 shots for Justin Williams. Eakin finds and clears it.
Like an independent contractor, they ran right into the ambush.
Doughty to Kopitar. On the wing to Carter. They'll take it over and set it up. Williams, good look. Lehtinen got a piece. Kopitar on top to Doughty. Back to Anze Kopitar. Down low to Carter. Back out to Kopitar. Fiddler staying with him, trying to deny the pass. They get it across. It's Gaborik. Now to Doughty. Kopitar moving in. Looking for a tip in front, and it's relayed wide by Williams. Gaborik with 10 left in the first minor. Doughty now to Kopitar. He'll shoot it. Save Lehtinen. He swallows it in front.
Well, they had no net front presence on this. Their best chance came off the rush. You don't see a lot of teams try to score off the rush when they're 5-on-3. But when you get this chance, and Kari Lehtinen got the bottom corner of his blocker on that sizzler from Williams to make sure that this remains level at 1. You can see what the Kings were trying to do. They were trying to throw it essentially into the box, into the crease area, where they get outmanned, the Stars right in front and get an ugly.
Eakin wins another faceoff. Daly trying to step away in the corner. Richards turns it over right to Eakin, and out of the box it's Jordy Ben. Ben barreling in, caught by Martinez, and he's hooked. Penalty coming up against the Kings.
Boy, every time somebody back checks in this game, it's a penalty. Bright play by Eakin, who's having a real good bounce-back game after a rough one in Minnesota. On the dots, turns this puck over, just anticipates well, wins it. Smart, understands the clock, bounces it off the boards, little billiards play. And you can see the stick as Martinez caught up in the belly of Jordy Ben. Nothing but special teams here in the second period, and really, outside of the shorthanded goal, nobody's been able to do much with their power plays.
Both guys in the penalty box now. It's their first minor of the year. Martinez is 2. Stars win the faceoff on the 4-on-4. Jordy Ben walks it, shoots it just wide. Seguin couldn't quite curl after that one on the rebound. Doughty puts it back of the net. Laguerre has a step. Slide it up to center ice as Goligoski comes on. Dallas on the power play now for the 4th time in the game. Gonchar harassed by Lewis. So the Kings have 6 power play goals this season. They have 4 shorthanded goals.
Take more penalties.
Yeah. Jamie Benn wiring it in. Seguin pursuing the puck. It's nudged in front and then back to the boards for Benn. On top to Gonchar. Passing to Benn. Shooting it quick with the glove.
I think both teams have been a little bit guilty of that with their power plays in the game, where they're either overpass-itis inflicted, or else when they do take it to the net, it's a relatively routine save for these 2 netminders from distance. Jamie finally got one to the net. No rebound, though, off of him. He's got one tight haircut going tonight, too. Sharp as it comes. That's why players don't wear a helmet in warm-up. Haircuts like that.
Showing it off. Kings cleared. Lippin puts it on a tee for Daly. 65 seconds left on Dallas's power play in a 1-1 game. Midway through it, Jamie Benn, Jason Spezza takes it over, gives it to Seguin along the boards. Battling with Kopitar, back to the net for Spezza. Green lost it. Spezza works it back out to Goligoski. Away from Brown to Spezza. Down low to Seguin. A shot saved quick. He got quick looking the other way, and somehow he made the stop, and it's cleared.
The 2 of them have a word on their way out of that chance for Seguin on the goal line.
Spezza barreling forward again. Good pass on the tape to Horcoff. Sticks it back to the net quick, reversing it into the corner. Richards under some duress. Horcoff knocking it back out to Daly. Passing it deep and into the corner. Spezza, Goligoski, a shot. It's blocked by Doughty and cleared.
But that was good work by Sean Horcoff, who went straight to the front of the net, occupied Drew Doughty, the defenseman, and opened up that space for Goligoski.
5 left on the Dallas power play. Both teams 0 for 4 then. Horcoff tried to nudge one through. Muzzin blocked it at the line. Daly.
I was thinking the same thing. He's like, take one more step, Trevor. Would have been icing on the other side.
Kings come up with it and then give it away. Eakin right back in. Takes the hit from Munson. Shushkin rocked by Laguerre. Centered call. Couldn't find it quickly enough. Quick beat him to it. Keeps the game 1-1 midway through it. First meeting of the season for the Stars and the defending Stanley Cup champion LA Kings. It's in Dallas.
Just past the midway point of this one here at American Airlines Center tonight, the Dallas Stars and LA Kings locked in a tight, low-scoring affair, 1-1. The line of Eakin, Roussel, and Garbett has been on the trot here tonight. All 3 guys have played well. I think in all things, that line, generating good speed out of their own zone, blowing through the neutral zone or transition zone, and getting to the net. The puck to the net and people to the net. I think Garbett's had one of his better games lately. Roussel's done his thing. He's been physical, almost like a pinball. Involved in a lot of stuff. Look at the hustle right off the face-off at the beginning of the second period to put pressure on. And Cody's been good at a lot of things that he's usually good at. Penalty killing, face-offs, defensive play in his own zone. Maybe his best after missing most of training camp and having a real slow start to the season.
Eric Stahl beats Vern Fiddler in the face-off circle. Gonchar taking a chance to keep it in along the boards. It's bumped to the corner and the whistle stops play.
Sergei Gonchar has those little shot blockers on his skates now, the plastic protectors. It doesn't really bother him all that much. He didn't wear them before, but obviously when you block a shot in the preseason and you break a bone and you miss the first month, you find better protection. I don't know why virtually every defenseman in this league nowadays wouldn't wear them.
I don't know. Not much to him. This one lofts over his head. He turns to keep Clifford away.
Then again, there are guys that don't want to wear visors, so
Go figure.
all the new boys have to now.
Horcoff works it over. Gonchar took a stab at it. Sevier backhanding it. Blocked by Martinez. Barkov dipped it into the corner. Stoll pivots to hand it back to Regehr. And there's Martinez. A couple of steps to his partner Regehr. Stars drop back to defend. Stoll works it on in. Back to the net, Lewis centers for Stoll. It's away from him, and out comes Erik Cole. One-on-one against Muzzin. Trying to turn the corner. Cole barreling in. Dropped it. Nobody behind it.
Stars were changing. Unfortunate.
There's a brazen trot again by Erik Cole. Clifford bouncing off Dillon for a short side shot. Say that 3 times quick, and Letton makes the save.
Erik Cole scored a couple of goals against Vancouver in this building, none in the 5 games since. It's a good play defensively by Drew Doughty, who knew his partner was beat wide. Watch Doughty come over. Muzzin, he knows, is trying to get his mohawk turning, and it was a slow one. So over he comes, and as soon as he drew Doughty as a defender, he threw it back to what he thought was going to be another victory green jersey, and everybody was at the bench.
Cody Eakin wins another faceoff against Anze Kopitar. It's not easy to do. Brendan Dillon steers it out off guard, but Roussel finds Eakin moving in. A shot just wide of the net.
Boy, this line's really moving the puck well tonight.
Our energy comes from our puck movement, Lindy Ruff said the other day after practice. We're feeding off of this group. Kopitar dragging it ahead off his own bench. Gang, you want to enter for your chance to win 4 tickets to see the Stars, plus an opportunity to play an on-ice intermission game that just might get you a brand new Kia. For official rules and to enter, visit DallasStars.com today. Odd center ice draw, not after a goal. Richards wins it. Muzzin gets it back. Shot it in off King. Richards veering in on Jordy Benn. Stepped away from the hit. Nice pass from Spezza to Spring Dillon through center. He'll toss it over, go after it himself with Muzzin. Clocks Muzzin back of the goal. Spezza put it right back there. Doughty back of the net. He's hounded. Forced to move it around to Brown. And the LA captain's pass hits Cole. Ricochets back into the zone. Spezza unable to play that puck. He has to clear the zone. Muzzin ripped it in. Letton sets it down, and then it's tipped off a King to the boards and out of play.
Well, you can see Brown flying through neutral ice after they gathered that puck in and looking for a breakaway pass. He's had a rough time with the statistics, the captain of the Kings. Muzzin just trying to get it through the middle. If this is a loose play off of Letton, the first guy to him was going to be Dustin Brown. Doesn't have a point on the road this season. Some frustration in him, I would say.
Kings have it in the Dallas zone. That's Carter shooting it. Daly blocked it. Toffoli was in pursuit. Martinez down on the play to find Toffoli in the corner. On to Martinez. Seguin picking up the coverage. Martinez to Carter to Toffoli. A shot pad stop Letton, and he caught up to it. Nichushkin using the boards.
Maybe their best player right now, and certainly their top goal scorer, Toffoli, gets that point-blank blast at a little rotation.
Nichushkin works it in, ran into Regehr. Toffoli backing him up. Dribbles through to Jamie Benn. Seguin kicks it down, spins, cranked it off. Nichushkin off a skate and out of play.
Well, 1/3 of that 70s line gets a perfect setup out of some rotation in the corner. Some proximity coverage in front. He's a long way out. Daly has to track toward him and doesn't get a stick on it. Tantalizing little toe save by Kari Lehtinen to keep this level. They got some young kids along with their KG veterans in LA. 2 of them on that line. Toffoli, the sophomore, and Pearson, the rookie.
And the Kings like the Stars treading water in the Western Conference, 6-4-2. Fiddler shot it wide. Orkoff back of the net. Centers it. Shot by Gonchar and a save quick.
How did he find that? What a great play. Spry play by Gonchar to peel off the blue line. Nobody picked him up.
Sevier in the corner. Orkoff getting there ahead of Quick. He takes some contact.
Did he ever?
Sevier centers it. Lewis takes it back of the net. And clears. Here's Gonchar. He had 2 goals last season. Both of them were on the road. Almost had one there. Bounces away from Roussel. Fiddler carrying on. Shot it wide of the net. Fiddler has 2 goals on 3 shots in his last 4 games. Keep shooting. Now back of the Dallas goal. Roussel sneaking in there ahead of Clifford. Clifford rescues the puck. Taps it deep off Lettinen. Lewis is foraging for it. Garbutt deep in his zone. Muzzin has to back out. Garbutt comes to center ice. Sliding it in, but from his own side of the red center line, it's icing against the Stars.
Wow, really? Oh, he hustled his way there. We couldn't see it on the near side boards. I don't know how Jonathan Quick saw this one. Good look from him behind the LA netminder. Some dogged work down deep. Horcoff with a pretty setup. Wow. There is just a knot of humanity in front of Quick. Down on his knees, looking for that one. Senses it over to his right, and Gonchar gets stoned from about 15 feet. What a stop.
Face off to Kari Lettinen's right. This time Kopitar wins it. Martinez's shot is blocked. Garbutt was diving. Kopitar back out. Jumped away from Martinez. Garbutt chasing Regehr back into the zone. He cranks it all the way down. No icing. Lettinen out to play it. And Daly has to get there quickly ahead of Justin Williams. Gabrick put it into the corner. Kopitar lingering in front. Martinez. Daly slapped it to the line. Martinez holding it in. Kopitar. Gabrick's in front. Dillon blocks the pass. Daly came in to find the puck. Fighting off Kopitar. Chunks it to the LA line.
Boy, the Stars ended up with Daly about 5 feet from the blue line and nobody covering down low. 2 Kings there. They never got the puck.
Cole trying to strip Regehr. It's Spezza on his backhand. Curling away, shooting it. Fought off by Quick. Spezza, Hemsky, and Coles in front of the net. Spezza lost Richards. Spezza. He had Hemsky busting to the net. Now Hemsky centers it, and it dribbles right to Richards. Kings work it to center ice. Richards trying to bust through the defense. Puck goes in on Lettinen. He'll steer it off the boards to center. Muzzin's pass ahead to Brown. He couldn't attack because Richards was offside. Richards to the Dallas line. Dillon to Jordy Ben. Looking up the ice. And a pass from Spezza on his way to the bench. Nichushkin fought it at the line.
The puck stopping on some guys here late in the second period. Now those snowed up.
Jordy Ben stood up against Dustin Brown at center ice. And Carter beating Sagan to it at the LA line.
I think the Stars have been really good on the lines on the ice. You know, they've gobbled up some ice with long passes and being better than the Kings at the blue lines. Really good at stopping them up coming the other way at times.
Carter coming off the boards in the Dallas zone. Muzzin over to Doughty. He's got some room. He cranks it. Save Lettinen. No rebound.
They needed that stop.
3:18 to play in the second period. Dallas Stars and the LA Kings are tied at 1 at the American Airlines Center in Big D.
No doubt the Stars are playing better here tonight than they have in some recent games. 1-1 game with the Kings in the late stages of the second period. But one thing they're struggling at a little bit is generating a lot of shots on goal. You know, they only have a half a dozen here in the second period tonight. 15 as the period's winding down. They had 6 at Minnesota on Saturday. They only had 1 in the middle frame in an ugly one against the Ducks here at home, the last home game.
The Foley shooting. Carter Doughty. Doughty was roping deep. And Horcoff bounced it out. Sevier one-on-one against Muzzin. Sevier trying to toe drag it. Digs it back in the net. Centering pass. Quick shut it down to Foley. Dropped it to Muzzin. Tries to get away from the trouble. Sevier won't let him out. Pearson opening up. Lines it forward to Toffoli at center ice. He'll shoot it down the boards. Lettinen keeping it moving. Up the wall to Horcoff. Can't get it past Doughty. Dropped it back into the corner. Goligoski quickly for Trevor Daly. And he'll cut away from Clifford. Pass hits Horcoff in the skate. McNabb threw it back into Dallas ice. Clifford steaming in there. Here come the Stars. Ben in on the attack. He couldn't get past McNabb. Clifford counterattacking. Nichushkin caught him at the line. Throws his body into it. Sergei Gonchar flipped it. Then in a puck battle along the boards. And Gonchar blocked from behind Lewis. Then able to get it out. And it's going to die deep in the LA zone. Nichushkin going in there with McNabb. Seguin following up. Seguin in front. Pad stop. Quick. Clifford passed it over. Lewis clears. Gonchar setting up at his own line. Banked it ahead to Garbutt off the bench. Again McNabb with the stick. And now Seguin out of the corner. Seguin centered it off Garbutt. Roussel taking a whack at it. Puck is loose. Quick was down. And the whistle finally for LA.
And the gauntlet put up again. Well, some good and some bad from McNabb on the blue line for the Kings on that shift. Turned the puck over on Jamie Benn. Went the other direction and then threw one back at Tyler Seguin. Had to recover from that. And then they get beat off the boards late in this one. And he has to come to the rescue. Tough to get in through. There's some big boys back there. Digging, turning, and burning. Antoine Roussel full throttle to the front of the net. Couldn't quite get to that loose puck.
Face off in the LA zone. Martinez out to center ice. Gaborik has the puck. Get it over cleanly. Williams has to hand it back. 75 seconds remaining in the second period. Martinez shot it in on Lettinen. And he'll swing it away. All the way up to Garbutt. Moving in. Martinez caught him. Back hit shot. Quick to stop, and then Martinez finishes his check twice on Garbutt.
I think one thing the Stars have really utilized well tonight are these new boards here at American Airlines Center. A lot of the transitions out of their own zone have been bank passes. And catching the Kings a little bit in neutral ice. This time it's Kari Lettinen. Off the boards, pass for Gear. Again, it's the defensive partner of the Kings defenseman coming over and closing ice is Martinez and Garbutt with some extracurriculars on the tail end of that.
4 left in the period. Spezza and Mike Richards. Richards wins it. Muzzin tosses it ahead to King. He's got Doughty moving in. Right wing side. To hop around Jordy Ben. Doughty put it at the side of the net. Doughty centers it. Kings have 3 trapped. Out comes Spezza with Cole. Jordy Ben joining at the line. Spezza coming in. Spezza stopping to Jordy Ben and laying out to make the play is Doughty.
And he had to come a long way back.
Jordy Ben relays it in. Cole barreling into Muzzin. Brown collecting the puck along the boards. Spezza keeping it in at the line. Spezza tried to shoot it, and Brown got back with the poke check. Daly inside his own line. Horcoff trying to knife his way through. Richards moved it ahead to King. And a good defensive play by Goligoski and Spezza. Up comes Sevier, final 10 of the period. Into the zone against Reguer. Horcoff dug in to try and find it. And it's bit to center ice. Goligoski will not get a shot away.
Pretty good defensive plays. Great in the final minute by that man, Drew Doughty, who's out of gas. At the other end, though, Hemsky, the forward, gets their captain right there on a little centering feed to bump him out of the way. They go in transition, and that's where Doughty went to the riding crop. He didn't have much left. Had to dive because Jordy Ben, the defenseman, had beat him to the far side and was looking for that pass.
Shawn Horcoff is scheduled to join Julie Dobbs in the intermission. The Stars and the Kings are tied at 1 through 2 at American Airlines Center. Dallas Stars hockey on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Ford. Ford has the best offers on the best-selling trucks in Texas. Visit your Texas Ford dealers today. By AT&T, find out what's possible with AT&T. And by Southwest Airlines, book your low fare now at southwest.com. 1-1 out as we head to the third. Only once in 9 previous appearances this season has Kari Lehtinen failed to backstop his team to at least 1 point. Tonight he has 20 saves, and Razor, he's been active moving the puck as well.
Well, the style that the Kings play, too, pump a lot of pucks deep. Kind of mixed results. Obviously, the shorthanded goal that has this tied started with the attempt to get it up the boards. He's mixing in some different stuff. He's being pushed to handle the puck more and do different things with it than just rip it around the glass and out on his strong side. He's made some really good plays. It's turned into some opportunities for the Stars to hustle their way up the ice. He's beat their forecheck a few times. See how the third goes here tonight.
This is really it, isn't it? The pariah that is the third period for Kari Lehtinen and the Stars in this building. It's been messy, it's been problematic. They've not been able to hold on to leads or push forward in games, and now they enter it tied 1-1 with the defending Stanley Cup champion Kings. And here's Antoine Roussel firing it from the angle. Deflected off of the netting and out of play.
Line's been excellent tonight. They've been active. They generated a lot of shots. They lead the Stars with about a half a dozen on Manny Garbett, Roussel, and Eakin. Skated well tonight. Put all kinds of pressure on Kings defenders to go back for pucks. Trying to get something out of that. Yeah, the only game the Stars that have trailed after 2 periods here at home that they've lost past 60 minutes was the last one against Anaheim. They were down 1-0.
Eakin wins another faceoff, winning about 2 of 3. His best night in the circle this season. Goligoski back, ran into Williams in the corner. Trevor Daley is his partner. You hear the verbal battle going on as there's a 5-man scrum for the puck. 3 of them wearing victory green.
Somebody had somebody's stick. I got that up.
Gaborik in check. Kopitar hemmed in. Gaborik escapes. Williams pushing toward the front, and he is bulldozed by Goligoski. Shot out of play in the Dallas zone.
That's some grinding, tight quarter stuff. The Kopitar line's been active as far as shots on goal in the game, too. The two lines have played a lot against one another, have they not, though? The Eakin trio and Anze Kopitar's line, and they're going rather noisily to each other's benches. No real problem with that in front. I would say this, 6 of the 8 penalties have been restraining fouls through 2 periods tonight. So both teams should understand you got to skate if you're hustling back. Don't get a stick on somebody. Hooking, holding, interference has been the call du jour.
Jamie Benn and Mike Richards. Ben wins it. Doherty's back of the net. Trying to keep King away. Brown turns, fires wide of the net. Martinez from the right point, keeping it in. King in the corner. Brendan Dillon trying to stay with him step for step as he pulls it off the boards and hands to Richards with Brown in front. Stars come up with the puck. Nichushkin on the wing, trying to get a step on Regehr. Nichushkin left it. Richards cut underneath. Nichushkin stole it back, but King coming back into the play. Able to work it on to Regehr, and now Martinez. Along to Brown at center ice. The Dallas line, it's Gonchar. He had a great look in the second period. Gonchar and Nichushkin back in the lineup tonight for the Stars, and a puck 7 rows up over the line.
A little early third period double shift by Daryl Sutter with his captain trying to get Brown going. He had him out there with their 4th line on that first shift. It just feels like this is going to be the game the rest of the way, right? They're finishing up a road trip, a lengthy one. They're trying to find their game. They've earned only 1 point in their last 4. The Stars trying to get their act together at home. I'd be shocked if this is wide open here in the final 20 minutes of regulation.
Trying to grind out something both sides. Here's Doughty, pass off to Foley and in. Lehtinen ripped it up the wall right to Toffoli, went back to the net. Lehtinen made the stop with the puck loose behind the net. Daley on to Horcoff, keeping Pearson and Toffoli away. Horcoff with Dallas's goal. Lewis shorthanded for the Kings. And that's where we're at. Alex Goligoski from center ice. 7 assists this season. No goals yet for Alex. Fiddler burrowing in underneath. Looking against Muzzin. Left it for Sevier. Got Carter Drake on him back to the goal. Carter overtakes him. Muzzin tried to slide it past Fiddler, who blocked it. Sevier put it in, but right to Doughty. And Lewis cranks it ahead. Clifford on the attack against Gonchar. who used his stick and his savvy to send that puck out of play. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, we have you covered with full highlights from around the NBA and the NHL. We're on location with Ohio State and Michigan State before their huge Big Ten matchup. And will Adrian Peterson be back on an NFL field this season? Jason Spezza, Jared Stoll to Kari Lettman's right. Stoll wins it. Clifford in check. Gonchar fetches his stick. On top, McNabb missed the net. Green knocked it into the corner. Clifford knocked about. Big Riggs over there. Jamie Alexiak, number 5, 6'7", 250, 21 years old.
One of the benefits of having Gonchar come back into the lineup is Jamie's been able to move back over to his natural side, the left side. For a young guy trying to get his feet under him in the NHL, that can only help.
Comfort. Spezza leading the rush, giving it to Cole on the wing. Cole trying to take the middle of the ice, passing off to Jordy Ben. Back to Cole, and he missed the puck.
There have been a couple of those in the game. Early on the power play, Seguin was wide open. He fanned on it. That one, a lot of space for Cole to rip that couple of guys that went to the net. Create havoc in front and the width.
Jordy Ben off Antoine Roussel, hot out of the corner. Reguer. Eakin was throwing in on him. Garbutt puts it around behind. Eakin and Reguer again. Roussel shielded by Gabrick from the puck, but he found it anyway. Flings it in deep.
These three are a nightmare for the Kings to play against tonight.
No fun at all. Stars knock it down. Roussel again with a shot and a save quick. It was a great look for Roussel. Out to center ice, Williams. Couldn't get around the Dallas defense. I gave it back to Kopitar, who sidesteps Roussel, takes it in. Still with the puck. Kopitar slid. A big collision in the Dallas net, and Lettinen is plowed into.
Was it Gabrick? I don't know. I was focusing on Jordy Ben, who played that one-on-one extremely well.
It's Doughty, I think. Yeah, it's Doughty.
Oh, okay. Came all the way through. So there's good defending. That's nice gap, they call it. And then Doughty got clicked into by his own teammate. And Kari Lettinen certainly got the worst of this. He was trying to avoid Justin Williams, and in doing so, clobbered Kari Lettinen. Before all that, at the other end, Antoine Roussel, along with Eakin and Garbutt, terrific herding and forechecking, forced the turnover. Little screenshot, good save by Quick, who's made a couple of dandies with the game tied up. Using Reguer, he had it right under, right in the ox star, I think they call that.
Yeah.
The arm pity.
Well, Roussel was the first one to have a word with the fallen Doughty. That's part of his job description. Jordy Ben cranked it out to center. Muzzin sets it down, kept it away from Val Nichushkin. Stars cop up a puck in their own zone. Here's Brown, he scores! And the Kings take their first lead of the game early in the third.
Turnovers. This one, usually the fatal ones are the ones that are about 40 feet from your own net. And Tyler Seguin tried to go back to Brendan Dillon, and it rocketed off of him. Right back out in the slot. Perfect shot. Jordy Ben with the screen. Kari Lettinen couldn't find it past him. It goes over his left pad, under his glove, and the Kings are ahead.
The LA captain, 1 goal all season long. He got it October 14th. 23 shots since then, and now his second to put the Kings in front. Yeah, the Stars handle this. Down 2-1 in the third period. Foley mauling Alex Goligoski. Pearson dragged it. Carter tried to set it down. Jamie Benn wouldn't allow the shot. Dashes out to the line. Doughty moved it over to Muzzin. He's got a gun. He fires it. Save Lettinen. And Jamie Benn, in frustration, ices the puck.
good shot by Muzzin, who delayed for a second to get that through. And, you know, it just feels like the same stuff is seeping back into the Stars here in the third period. We talked about it off the hop tonight. They've been outscored in this building by a 10-3 margin after the second period of play, and had the 11th on that one.
Face off in the Dallas zone off the icing, and taking a wild stab at it was King. Missed the puck. Richards, the short side, off Lettinen right to Jamie Benn. Benn and Nichushkin at center ice. 3 Kings back. Benn wants to change. Nichushkin led all Stars with 3 hits first 2 periods. Pursuing the puck. Horcoff kept it in. Nichushkin swatted it away at center, picks it up, tried to go across the ice to Horcoff and hit a skate. Well, wait for the bench for the change. Gonchar gives it to Horcoff, who's got Dallas' only goal tonight. Fiddler with the primary assist on the play. And Martinez inside his own line. Rifled it up, Stoll relays it over. Lewis bearing in there with Alexiak, who kept him away. Up the wall for Horcoff, into the middle for Sevier, but nowhere to go with the puck. Lofting it over and then trying to get through 3 Kings. Couldn't do it. Stars changing. Here comes Lewis to the Dallas line for Stoll on the wing. Jared Stoll had Lewis breaking to the net. Hemsky tapped it off. Here come the Stars. Spezza roaring into the LA zone. On his backhand, curling up. Gave it to Dillon. Dillon shooting into the glove, and Quick allows no further play. 13:43 left in the third. Los Angeles on Brown's goal leads 2-1.
Shake it like you mean it, indeed. Yeah. Kings up 2-1 early third period here at American Airlines Center. Or AT&T U-verse Rewind, run you through the offense in the game. Not a ton of it, obviously. Beautiful liberation pass by Jordy Benn back in the first period. Horcoff, the benefactor on the tail end of that. Sweet feed from Vern Fiddler, and then turnovers. Stars on the power play, turn it over in their own zone. Not played very well one-on-one in front of Kari Lettinen. Lewis with the shorthanded goal. And then here in the third, another turnover in behind their own blue line. Captain, great wrist shot, right down the esophagus of the ice. Screen set up in front of Kari Lettinen by his own defender, and that has the Kings ahead here in their finale of the road trip. Usually a volume shooter and a volume hitter, Dustin Brown.
Spezza wins the face-off. Daly and Cole argue for the puck, and Cole takes it away from Doughty. Carter bumped him off the puck. Pearson at center ice. Hemsky threw his body into him in front of the Dallas bench.
They could use something from this trio.
Cole tried to work it across. Busted up. Carter gets it in deep. Dallas come 200 feet.
Tough time getting through the middle of the ice here now for Dallas.
Kings are happy with the score as it sits. Goligoski to Hemsky at center ice, caught by Kopitar. There's change in frustration. And Kopitar into the Dallas zone, one-on-one against Jordy Benn. Center net. Gabrick is on his backhand.
Boy, surprising that he was able to get that puck. There were lots of Dallas Stars who came back, but I think they got puck fixated instead of looking over and picking up a King.
Reguer into the body, and Lettinen keeps it a one-shot game.
They've been able to just pour into the Dallas zone here. Obviously, there was a line change that allowed this last one, but came in under control and with some speed, and you can see in front of the net, lots of guys coming back, and the last guy on earth you want to be open even for a second is Marian Gaborik. Where did he end up with in the playoffs? 14 goals in the Stanley Cup playoffs for them. Nice additions by the Kings. Gaborik 1 year, Jeff Carter another from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Thank you.
He had 11 in the regular season.
Yeah.
He just immediately clicked with Kopitar. They went on the trot. Garbett upended as he ran into Big King at center ice. Jordy Benn tucks it back behind his net for Brendan Dillon. Shots at 26-20, Los Angeles. Stars need a goal. Roussel to Eakin. This line's been trouble for the Kings. Eakin carving in for a shot. Save. Rebound Roussel. Eakin looking for it. They bang away in front. Out of the pile-up. Garbett. Roussel. They're trying to free it, and Quick finds it. Pounces on it.
Well, this line is either going to get the Stars on the power play or they're going to even the score the way they're playing. There's a determination, a grit, a granularity, a purpose to their play every time they hit the ice here tonight. Eakin, Garbutt, and Roussel. You would think that others would feed off of what they're doing. I mean, it's simple stuff. They're playing fast, they're interchanging with one another, and they're getting to the net. It's just good. Hustle, hustle, hustle. They are forcing the Kings to do everything they can to keep the puck, keep them and the puck at bay. Wow. Every second shift for them right now, maybe.
Antoine family and friends in from France. Enjoying the 3 games this week. Stoll wins the faceoff. Alexia kicks it to keep it in. Sagan threw it toward the net, blocked aside. Lewis got it out to center ice. Alexiak back across, but right to Muzzin. Steers it forward to Stoll. He'll take it in. Lewis taken all the way to the end by Alexiak. Ben off Nichushkin. Artful catch, and he's into the zone. Nichushkin tried to play it over. Stoll blocked it. Ben wanted to take it away. Clifford clears. It's icing against Los Angeles.
Really tough to get anything against this Kings team through the middle of the ice. It's a big reason why the Stars have been utilizing the boards so much through their transition game. Again, they just seem to be eating it up. That was a nice catch by Nichushkin, who you'd think he'd have a little rust in his game, but didn't really show it on that one as he picked it up with the skate, carried on through, and then they ran into the herd in the middle of the rink.
Off the ice, and Fiddler and Stoll. The Quicks left. 11:36 to play in the third. Sevier shot it out of the pile. Goes no further. Horkoff and Muzzin joust. Fiddler placing it around. Goligoski deep on the play. Checked by Lewis. And the Kings turn it out. Doughty hoisting it over the Dallas blue line. Kings will change up now. Daly sends it around behind, and Sean Horkoff. To Vern Fiddler, who made himself available at center. On the wing to Daly. Tried to chip it over and go against McNabb, but Pearson cut him off. Fiddler goes driving through in the corner. Alex Goligoski from the left point. Couldn't see the net, shoots it around it. Daly kicks it to Fiddler. And then runs over McNabb. Fiddler by himself trying to win the puck. Sevier coming in too. Furious puck battles along the boards. Sevier centered it. Quick stabbed it away. Fiddler from the boards. Shooting! And it trickled in on Quick. He made the stop. Sevier. His bid went wide. Fiddler along the boards. Deep to Horkoff as the Stars grind away in the LA zone. Horkoff leaving it on the interchange. And the puck is tossed out of there as Goligoski was upended on his way to it. Lettinen keeping Pearson away. Throws it inside the LA line.
Well, there's a follow-up shift to the Eakin line foray in there. Keep it rolling.
Battle of determination here. Both the Stars and the Kings both lead the game badly. Hemsky up the boards. Reguer holding it in. Gabrick in front to Williams, and Lettinen keeps the Stars in it.
Remember that one. Another turnover inside their blue line. Crazy.
Half a period to play in Dallas. The Kings lead the Stars 2-1 at the American Airlines Center.
That line combined for the Stars' only goal in the game. Fiddler to Horkoff. Back in the first period, they came close. Real hard-charging, force-the-issue shift by Sevier, Horkoff, and Fiddler. This puck doesn't get deflected. I think Horkoff gets his second golden chance right off the back door. Instead, it gets through to Jonathan Quick, knifes it aside. And at the other end, the Stars, Hemsky trying to barrel out of the zone. Instead of going off the glass or off the boards and past their defense, they turn it up. And a sterling stop by Kari Lettinen.
Eakins won 10 of 15. Draws make that 11 of 16. Goligoski has Garbutt breaking at center, chasing Martinez deep in the LA zone. Martinez holding the puck, circling his net, walks right into Eakin. Roussel engaged with Kopitar. Daly holding the line. No. Offside, says Darren Gibbs.
Thanks to Vanetta Wallace.
And a little gathering in the corner.
Being our designated driver tonight. Be sure to swing by the fan center to grab your
Go back to that stop by Kari Lettinen, because that is critical execution in a tight game at home. Third period, you need something at the other end. Jordy Ben really bit to the middle on some. Both defensemen basically covered no one and allowed Justin Williams to get a bang-bang chance right in front of the net, and Kari to the rescue on that one. And get a chance at the other end, it's got to go in. Tough to say against a team that is as stingy as any club in the National Hockey League with that guy in the pipes.
Lost 3 in a row after ripping off 5 straight wins, so
yeah, some pride in there, I think, along with the rest of it.
Defiant. One shot off the boards and out of play. The faceoff comes back to the aforementioned LA goaltender's right.
Well, they haven't been scoring much, but they have a pair in the game here tonight. It's staggering what they can do with just 2 goals. They've scored 2 or fewer 9 times in their first dozen games this year, and yet they've won 3 of the 9. They've got 2 tonight.
They think it's enough. Stars need 1 more, at least. Richards kicked it backwards to Muzzin. Dropped it off to Doughty. Stud D-man comes to center, across the line, shot it in. Billings back there. Still fighting against King. Fiddler looking to work it forward. It hits Horncock. LA keeping it in the zone, but nobody at the left point. Must be late to get there. Sevier finally getting it out. And from center ice, King reinstalling to accommodate the LA change with 8:45 to play in the third. 2-1 King, shots 27-25 LA, and here comes Ben. The Seguin moving in. Seguin with speed, he shoots. Save quick.
Just with his hip bone, I think.
Lewis got it over. Gonchar. Nichushkin overskated. Lewis shooting. They score! It appeared to deflect in, and LA has their 2-goal lead. It's 3-1 with 8:25 to play.
Well, the Stars came within a hip bone of goaltender Jonathan Quick on this one. Boom. Quick shot, scampering down the right wing side was Tyler Seguin. Right off the blocker and the knee dip to get it go wide. And then Gonchar goes against the grain on this one. Nichushkin doesn't stop on the puck and swings through. Turnover in their own zone. I can hear Harry Neal's line rattling in my mind. It's an ugly one. Clifford just goes to the net. It goes off his skate and in. They'll review it, no doubt. There was no kicking motion whatsoever on this one. It's just a carom. And now it's a big hole for the Stars to dig out of here late.
Well, some of the guys who were 0 for this season for Daryl Sutter have scored. Lewis in the second period, Clifford here in the third, each with their firsts. And the Kings lead at 3-1. Alexiak to Jamie Benn at center. Doughty takes the man. Clifford impeding Seguin, and Alexiak has to go chase it down. No points in the last 2 games for Seguin, Benn, and Spezza. Seguin and Benn were riding 7-game point scoring streaks. For Spezza, it was 6. They haven't hit the sheet tonight either. Cole, back of the net, ran into Doughty. Hemsky and Muzzin fight for the puck. Here's Cole, out front, backhand shot, rebound. Hemsky is there, and so is Goligoski, and he can't put it through.
Wow, this is roll up your sleeves, dogged work to get this in front, and Alex Goligoski just could not elevate this puck. Full sprawl. Oh, the High Priest a head fakes by Cole to lose Doughty for a second, then he cleans out the stick. This is a great play all around by Eric Cole. See the skate, clean out the stick, try to stuff it underneath, and then Goligoski rattled it right into the right pad and pan of Quick. The only goal they've beaten him on, they got it up over the glove way back early in the first period.
They got the Quick's right. Cole tried to drag it toward the net. Hemsky in the corner. Backhand shot. That was blocked by Martinez in front. Set ahead to Williams. Hart kept it in at the line, promptly cleared. Williams to Kopitar, and in come the Kings. Kopitar trying to get around Trevor Daley. He'll toss it in deep. Spets is waiting for it. It jumps the stick back of the net. Gabrick trying to creep out. Hemsky unable to contain it. Shot from Reguer, blocked wide. Martinez. Check put it back of the net for Gabrick. Kopitar spinning. Kopitar shot it. Lettinen made the stop. The rebound is loose. Kopitar back of the net. Tried to center it, and it's knocked aside by Spezza. He and Hemsky come to center ice at the end of a shift. Hemsky. And now Spezza peels back to the bench. 6:45 left in the third. Roussell's in there. Gabrick goes around behind. And here's Brown. Tugging up to the Dallas line. King has a step on Dillon. King to Brown. Just wide. Egan for Garbutt at center ice. 3 Kings are back. A 4th and 5th are coming. Stab rescues the puck. King shovels it ahead. And Brown overskated it at center ice. And away from their surgical precision here. Dillon ahead. Egan can't slide past McNabb at the line. King spins to send it in. Alexiak, Lewis on his back. Went into the referee, stays with it to punch it out. That's off Doughty. Horkoff chasing Lewis deep into the LA zone. Fiddler going after Doughty. Fiddler digging in. Walton Sr. chasing Doughty back in the net. Ran him right into Horkoff. Doughty bouncing off, passes to Lewis. They get it ahead to center ice for Clifford. And deep again. Alexiak was stolen in the corner. Puck ticking out for 5 minutes remaining in the third. Fiddler rescues the puck in the Dallas zone. Kings dropping back to center ice. And Stoll apparently onside at the Dallas line. Play continues. Horkoff across the ice to Gonchar. Foley in for a peek. Now he'll drop back. Pearson taking over. Here come the Stars. Man, moving in, shot it off the Spezza pass and a save by Quick. Loaded him up again. Spezza, Benn, and Sagan together. Daley chased by Pearson. Lost him in the Dallas zone, and here he comes. On the wing to Benn. Spezza was there too, and that's an offside against the Stars. 4:36 remaining in the third period, and Dallas needs 2 against the Kings late.
Well, this is the front end of a 3-game homestand for the Stars, who trail 3-1 with about 4.5 minutes to go in regulation tonight against the defending Stanley Cup champion LA Kings. Be surprising to some. Nashville Predators come in here next Thursday night. We'll have it for you 7:30 on Fox Sports Southwest and on the ticket on the radio side. Stars got beaten the third period in Nashville early on. Gostad and Nystrom. The Predators truly in the third period there. And yeah, it's one of the most difficult divisions in the league. The Pacific's no dream either right now. But there's those Predators atop the Central Division. Pete Laviolette got hit in the face with a puck tonight, I guess, in their game.
All 7 Central Division teams in action tonight. St. Louis, Chicago, and Winnipeg beat Nashville. Colorado is ahead. Minnesota lost. Dallas, 4.5 minutes left to try and get this thing even. They need 2 goals. Antoine Roussel in the LA zone. Threw it away to Williams. Gabrick trying to get a step. Gabrick shot it, saved Lettinen. Rebound is loose, and Kopitar taken to the net. Roussel will turn it the other way. Kings have too many people back. LA changing, Stars will too, with 4 minutes to play in the third. Shots are even, 29 apiece. Jordy Benn backhands it in. Jamie's going after Reguer, who moves it quickly. Brendan Dillon high sticks Williams. And he's down in a pile in the corner.
Right underneath his visor.
Stars headed immediately off.
Well, he obviously wasn't trying to do that. Tried to lift the stick and caught him right underneath the visor. So with just under 4 minutes to go, the Stars are going to be shorthanded here. We hope one of the nicest guys in the sport, Mr. Game 7, Justin Williams, is okay, and hopefully it missed an eye. So the Stars have given up a shorthanded goal, and they've turned the puck over in behind their own blue line twice here in the third, and it's been costly. Really 3 times. Kari made that stunning stop on the other one. And we said it when they gave up a shorty before. It is tough to win games for whatever reason when you give up a shorthanded goal. The Stars' record when they give up shorties in the last 5 seasons is 9, 16, and 1, which is better than I thought it would be, to be honest with you.
4 minutes for high sticking.
So they stay on the power play unless they score through the conclusion of the game.
And then double minor because of the injury.
3.5 remaining in the game. 3:40 left on the penalty clock. Kings shoot it in. They're 0 for 4. And no urgency here for Los Angeles. Other than they'd like to get their power play up and running. They're 1 for 15 on this road trip. Alexiak chips it into his own bench right at Lindy Ruff.
Well, this is pretty much the same D that played in the playoffs for the Stars now for the first time this season. You just swap out Alexiak for Nemeth. Everybody else was part of that group that played so well late last season. I, half joking about it, said, I hope the Stars turn the clock all the way back to last season prior to this one. And, this is being a broken record now. Some good, and obviously the bad is fatal.
There's a Ben and Sagan out here on a kill, obviously looking to go if they get a sniff. Doherty's in the corner. 2 Kings there for the puck. Brown to Martinez. Shot it, blocked on its way to the net. Brown into the corner. Gabrick setting up shot back of the Dallas goal. Alexiak closing on him with his long reach. Doherty been back of the net. Brown heaved it over. Kopitar turned it over, and here come the Stars. 3-on-2 as Alexiak joins at the line. Alexiak takes it in, swings wide, shot it, save. Rebound was there, but the Kings clear it out. Muzzin up ahead, Goligoski with the steal. To Sagan, a shot and a save quick. Alexiak pumped it just wide of the net. Goligoski from the right point, shooting it. Quick finds that. Alexiak turns it back of the net. Kari still in the Dallas goal. No motion to pull him, and Eakin back for the puck at center ice.
Probably the thinking being if they could get one shorthanded and stun them and then bring them to the bench on another.
Garbutt tripped up, and so that will even things up here and give the Stars a chance as they continue to fight here till the final horn.
Wry smile from Stahl as he makes his way to the box as a hard-charging Garbutt came blasting through the middle. Artful little play. Stoll just couldn't control that puck, and when he turned around, down went Garbutt. He turned around to try to get the puck, caught the stick, and got the call.
Timeout Dallas. Stars timeout.
So a timeout here now. I suspect Kari's coming to the bench. Just under 2 minutes to go. You've got more open ice. We'll talk over what they want to do if they can win this draw. Kurt Fraser in the middle of all that. I think that, again, this is what, the 3rd game in a row for me. That's as far back as my memory goes, where the depth guys, the Horkoff line and the Eakin line were really good and led the way, but it's the top end that has gone dry offensively. After that, what did they go, 6 straight games with points? Jamie Benn, the Stars captain, with no points in the last 3. Spezza, no points, some shots, not a ton. And Tyler Sagan, 0 points in the last 3 games. And they were the sharp tip of the spear offensively for the Stars. Obviously, the other side is saying, well, if we can shut them down, I like our chances.
It was a very interesting interesting. It's not a power play, but it will remain 5-on-4 through the end of the game, regardless of what happens here. Because it's 4-on-4. Dallas lifts the goaltender. Jamie Benn, Trevor Daley, outside the line. Stars will go back. Benn, Seguin, Roussel, Spezza, and Daley. And here comes Spezza. Roussel wanted to give it back to him, gave it to Benn. Across the ice for Daley. He shoots a tip that hits Spezza on its way to the net. Back to the net for Roussel, moving it along to Seguin. 80 seconds remaining, they need 2. Seguin goes to Benn. Back to Tyler Seguin. He shoots it, that's blocked by Green. Spezza trying to retrieve it. Green up the wall, but Seguin cut it off. Roussel got it back to Benn, now to Daley with 1:05 left in the third. Daley working deep against Doughty. Shot it. Roussel tried to bunch it in. It's clear. Benn goes to the bench. Seguin trying to re-engage the attack with a pass to Eakin. Daley walking past Lewis. Stops in the corner. Nobody's in front of the net.
Nobody's moving.
And the puck tipped away from Gonchar. Everybody was standing still. Nobody was in front of the net. And under 40 seconds remaining now. Eakin takes the pass from Gonchar at center. Sliding into Spezza. Carter will pick him up. Spezza keeping Green away. They need 2. Spezza down low to Seguin. Across the ice, Daley a shot. That's blocked. Rebound just wide. Seguin threw it at the net. It's tipped. Off Doughty. Daley behind the goal. Trying to center. 10 seconds remaining in the game. It's off quick to Seguin. He shoots it. That's blocked. The LA Kings doing what the LA Kings do.
Yep. That's 4 blocks during that segment of time in their own zone. They executed in the third period. They've got the pedigree of a multi-Stanley Cup champion, and I thought it frothed up in the third period. And the Stars are going to leave the ice here again tonight, searching for answers on home ice.
Usually outshoot the Kings 17-9 in the third period, but surrender 2 goals. And the Kings finally win on the end of a 5-game road trip where they were 0-3-1. For Dallas, the home woes continue at American Airlines Center, and their record evens out at 4-4-4 through 12 games. Stars will try it again against the Nashville Predators on Thursday night. And they'll continue to look for answers. Tonight's game produced by Jason Walsh, directed by Mark Vittorio. The associate producers are John Sponsler, Doug Foster, and Cody Eastwood. Nicole and Waddle up here in the booth. The rest of the fine crew here at the American Airlines Center, and boy, are they ever. For Darrell Ray, I'm Ralph Strangis. Postgame show is now.